Let me show you what we got in the back of the truck today. I had a different plan for today. Bring serious power to the cabin. Run everything, lights, heat, tools, maybe even push the limits. But Winter had other ideas. 3 hours of snow blowing later, only a quarter of the lane is clear. And the battery I brought? 100 pounds. This packs some serious power here. I thought it'd be kind of fun. Let's have a tailgate party. We're going to cook some lunch and do it actually with the power of this battery. We're going to build a little power station right here in the back of the pickup truck. And we're going to talk about the size of this, the capacity, whether this is the last battery you would ever have to buy, or whether it would just be a giant headache for you. We've also got a battery charger because that 10 amp battery charger I was talking about a couple videos ago is not going to do it. So 60 amp battery charger, we're going to talk about this and how we can get these two working together nicely to make sure that it doesn't take us days and days to recharge this up. There are some challenges for sure in getting a big battery like this. There are some important numbers to go over here. 12 volt battery, 460 amps. In watt hours, that is 5,888 watt hours. It has a maximum continuous charging current of 300 amps and a discharging current of 200 amps. The recommended charge current is 92 amps. Here's where it gets interesting. The low temperature cutoff protection, self-heating battery. Yes, self-heating batteries have been around for a while, but this thing has a wide temperature range that you can use this in. And because you have all of this extra power, the energy that it's going to require to provide the heat to the battery, you've got so much power there to cover that. So that is a big deal for colder climates like here in Canada. Speaking of the cold, today is hovering at about 0 degrees Celsius, right around that freezing mark. And this battery will have no problem, well, we'll see, but it should have no problem powering up once I hook up an inverter to it. And full disclosure, this is really going through a real world winter test here because this has been in the back of my truck for the last week and a half where it has gotten down to -18, -20, well below the recommended storage rate. And we'll see how this bad boy does. The battery charger is provided by WattCycle, and it is a 60 amp charger. So thanks so much to WattCycle for supporting the creation of this video, as well as Temgot. Let's let the monkey out of the back of the pickup truck here, and we'll go get the kettle pot. This little girl is 15 years old, and a couple of people were asking on the channel, geez, what happened to Kaya? We haven't seen her lately. Well, she's an old girl and we give her a bit of a break. Winters are a little tough on her, on her old man too. This is one of her favorite places in the world. And it's her dad's favorite place in the world too. Oh, look at that. We got an island out there. Got the trumpeter swans. Got the ducks. It's the snowblower. I know, it's very scary. Come here. Here you go. It's okay. Very scary. I agree. You know, whenever you buy a new piece of equipment, it means maintaining that equipment. It means fixing it when it breaks. I only used that thing twice and it broke. So careful when you get too excited buying new stuff. All right, sorry if the screen looks a little wet, but I dropped the phone about 5 times. This is not a cabin video, not this one. So let's just leave it as is and get back to the truck and make a nice lunch. Hey, Bob. This is an example of a battery charger that you don't want to use with that big bad boy. And in fact, I'm not even sure if you would be able to use a 10 amp charger. You certainly wouldn't be able to charge it to 100%. Hey, buddy. Hello. Hello. Oh, yes, you're looking for lunch too. We got our kettle pot cooker. We're going to cook up some soup. I've got a 1,000 watt pure sine wave inverter from Renogy. Let's just hook this up to make a very simple power station. Simple enough to get some food in our belly. One thing I'm going to note with this is a 1,000 watt inverter is only going to get you so far. It's fine for the kettle pot cooker because it only uses 500 watts, but anything generally for cooking or for heat, you're probably going to need at least a 2,000 watt inverter or even 3,000 watt. Gives you all the pertinent information. So this is how it was shipped. It shows the amount of current that is being drawn, which of course is 0 right now. We're at 13.15 volts. And the temperature is showing 30.7 Fahrenheit. Turn on the inverter just to make sure that we've got some power here. The green light is on, so I believe we are good to go here. Shed some light on the situation just to make sure, right? Plug that in. Oh, let's go. Oh, it's fluorescent, old technology. So we're going to plug the kettle pot into it. This is a Joule kettle pot. Basically this will boil water, cooks popcorn, will even cook your salmon dinner if you let it. It's been one of my favorite tools. It only draws 500 watts. So 500 watts with a 1000-watt inverter, of course, is no problem. You can also use this with a small power station if you have one of those. Okay, let's see what we got in the old lunchbox here today. Nice. Well, we got a Theremin.
Wave your hands. Get spooky space sounds.
And we got some chicken noodle soup. Some nice crackers to go with that. Very, very fancy Dr. Pepper today. Not so sure about that, actually. I think Dr. Pepper needs to be on its own. All right, let's get this thing cooking here. There's only 3 settings. Drink, eat, pop. And there you can see the amount of energy that we're using and how long we can boil this soup for, which is an awfully long time. So the thing that I find really intriguing about this battery is just how much power that it packs into a small size, right? On the flip side, this, it does have a small size, but it's also 100 pounds. This thing sat around my workplace for a couple of weeks and it was sort of a challenge. People would walk by, look at it and go, oh, wow, is that a battery? And then they go and try and lift it up and nearly, break their back. The other thing, it has these, built-in handles here, but honestly, they're not very convenient. It would have been a better idea to put the handles on the outside of the battery. For 2 people, it just would have been a lot easier because with 2 people, you're sort of smushed together trying to lift this thing. There is a certain sense of security in getting a battery this size. This battery alone could replace 3 power stations, 3 2000-watt power stations. Even getting an EcoFlow with a expansion battery, you've still got another 2000 watts of usable energy when you get a battery like this in such a small footprint. So I think that is pretty thrilling to think about. For me now, it's like as long as I know this is charged up, then I'm good to go. Oh yeah, baby. Let's talk about charging. This is gonna be a beast to charge up. I know that I'm a little bit lazy as far as charging my battery. So if I have one more night where I don't have to fire up the generator, then I will take that night and do it tomorrow. That's just me. So I know that the day's gonna come where I'm going to use this, empty it out, and then I'm looking at, about a 6-hour day of charging from the generator. I don't depend on solar. I top up my batteries with it. I use it when I can, but I'm so surrounded by trees and I'm not willing to sacrifice my trees for solar. I really depend on my generator for charging up my batteries. I'm also a weekend warrior. I'm not living up here full time. If I was, that would be a different story. On average, I use about 1000 watts a day. I'm solo and I'm pretty, I'm not skimpy with my power, but I just don't, my power needs are not big. So this thing will literally work for, 3 weekends for me. And that's amazing.
Theremin.
As we're sipping soup here, another thing that you can use these for, of course, is as an expansion battery for your power station. Your power station doesn't know if it's solar or if it's a different source of energy coming in through its solar inputs. It just sees the plug, it sees energy coming in, and it says, oh, well, there's power coming in, great. Lots of really interesting scenarios with this. I can see this being used in an RV setup where you set it and forget it. You find a place for it and you just never think about it again. I've actually kind of enjoyed, driving around with this because whenever I've needed a battery, I can just go out and I can pop something on there and charge it really quickly. So as a permanent setup in the back of a pickup truck or van life, for somebody who has an off-grid setup like me, who maybe you don't need this much power, well, there's peace of mind in having extra power, but I also totally get if you're a little bit stressed about having something so big that, you're not going to be able to move it around easily yourself. The discharge rate, the charging rate itself, the warranty, the build quality of these batteries, and just the amount of power that is available having a large capacity battery like this. I hope this was helpful. I'll leave some links below. They are affiliate links, so if you'd like to support the channel. This thing sat in the back of the truck at minus 18 degrees for a week and a half. It fired up, no issues, boiled our lunch without blinking. That's a good start. Next time we haul it up the hill, get into the cabin, and we're gonna see what this bad boy does. Hey buddy, oh, you're being a good girl. Say hi to all your fans, they've missed you. I love you, buddy.